Yay! Okay. So this is the first time I've gone live on both Facebook and YouTube. So anyway, here I am. Let me know if there's any notifications going out and if anybody's here. Is there anybody there? So for anybody that is new to Ascension Evolution, welcome. My name is Joanne and I'm your guide through this journey through Ascension. Yay! Dragonfly and Sandra and little Lauren. Yay! Hello. Honestly, I can't actually remember how to work Facebook, so I'm just going to let that run and trust in the meantime. But now it's really bizarre because now I can see two of me and one is enough. Sarah, Free Spirit, hello. Welcome. Thank you for being here. Oh, you're loving my thingy bobs. That I lined them up for a month. It took me a whole day. But to me, the I am statements, Sandra, are like talking to our soul and letting our soul know what we and the original creator of our soul, Lush Mel. Letting the original creator of our soul know what we want to manifest, what we want to take into our reality. So thank you, Sandra. I put a whole day's work into that. Thank you for seeing them. Anna B, hello. Laura Anderson's on Facebook, hello. Streaming in two places at once. This is true multidimensionality. Laura, it's lovely to see you. I hope you are doing absolutely awesome. So welcome everyone. I didn't plan to do this this evening. However, here I am. So take this, leave this, do whatever you choose with what I'm about to share in this space. My path, I suppose, is energy and being the observer of the energies and what the energies are bringing in for people. And all I do here is share what that means for me, with the only intention of assisting whoever chooses that assistance. You can, it doesn't have to resonate with you, and that's also perfect. So we have this Lionsgate energy opening up, and people ask what Lionsgate is. To me, it's just another energy gateway. Hi, Linnell. Queen Victor, yay. To me, it's just an energy gateway that we can choose to step through. And listen, I just want to make one thing clear when I talk about this. Nobody gets left behind. When these gateways open, they don't close. So people can choose to step through this gateway that is presenting now, or they can choose to step through it in 3 years' time. There. So there's nobody gets left behind. Okay, so it isn't like if this doesn't resonate with you, that it's perfect. It might resonate with you at some point in time. So Lionsgate, energetically, the gateway is always just a massive opportunity, like all these gateways are. Massive opportunities for growth, for manifestation, for healing, for all this energetic, all the energetics, okay? And these gateways are almost like we have this opportunity to leave, old timelines or past versions of self behind and step up and step into these higher, and when I say higher, I don't mean better than, I just mean a higher frequency, okay? Into this higher frequency space that we all deserve to be in. We're all very deserving of it. It's something to do with lining up with Sirius, and however, I only speak about energy, and I can only speak about with what I know. So here's what I feel is presenting, okay? What I have seen for weeks is, and I didn't, 1 and 1 didn't come together and add up to until like a couple of days ago. Listen, I'm going to say it takes a while. It doesn't take a while. It just comes in when it's meant to come in. And I just kept seeing these lions, like lion's head everywhere, lion's faces everywhere. And also this shape. So this shape, it would come out like this and then come together. And then come out and come together. Now, I also just realized today that that's like the shape of a number 8. 8 gateway. Okay, I'm listening. But what I am feeling and what I'm seeing within this space, and it might resonate with you guys, it might not, is a convergence of timelines. Now, what do I mean by that? I mean, there are all these strings of choices that we have taken or not taken, all these different versions of reality. It's almost like they're all coming together in this gateway. Okay, so every choice point that we've been given, we're having this opportunity to close lower timelines, to complete them, to finish them, so they don't have to be brought through this gateway. This is an opportunity to close down all the lower choices. By lower, I mean frequency. I don't mean right or wrong. To close down anything that no longer works for us. Okay. Hi, Isa. So this is what I've been seeing. Okay. These timelines have all come together in this space. They're all coming together here right now. So Lionsgate isn't just 8-8. Lionsgate is the energy's open now. Okay. And it's all coming together in this space. And there's almost this, hi Nixie, there's a higher vibrational. Now, if you're just joining me on Facebook and you haven't watched any of my videos for a while, I can't sum up everything that I've spoke about in the past year. But basically, I see a higher frequency Earth and a lower frequency Earth. Okay, let's just, and these are all labels, and these are all just my interpretation, Jane, or my just interpretation of what's going on. It doesn't have to be right for you. But there's a lower vibrational Earth and a higher vibrational Earth. Some people have named this New Earth and the Earth that we're on. Okay, they're all just labels. But frequency and energy wise, there's this lower vibrational Earth and this higher vibrational Earth, and all the timelines for both are converging right now. So they're right at this kind of nexus, this nexus point right here. Okay. So this is why people are being presented with choices. Choices might come across as tests or initiations, but choice points. You might be feeling you've already been offered this, or you've seen this and you've been given this option before. It might be repeating itself. Okay, as all these choices come together at this nexus point, at this gateway of this Lion's Gate. Okay, I am being asked to make peace with my reality. What does that mean? I hear you ask. What this means for me is anything that isn't in harmony, any friendship situation that isn't in harmony right now, I'm being asked to make peace with. Whether this is past relationships, past friendships, past choices, anything that isn't, I'm not at peace with. Now, I'm very fortunate, very grateful and thankful that I've done a lot of this kind of forgiveness work with myself, with others. So there's very little that I need to kind of put right or make peace within my reality. And I'm not saying that it hasn't been hard getting to that point, but this is where I am. But there are certain there have been certain situations or certain friendships or certain things that have arisen that have made me feel not harmonious. Things I don't feel harmonious about, I'm having to address and make peace with, whatever that looks like. So I'm also at a point on this journey whereby nothing really hides. In fact, nothing hides from me at this point in time. So I can sit in a restaurant and not want to know. I'm not interested in anybody else's business, but I will just know it. I'll feel it. I know what's going on with everybody. So if there are conversations being had about me rather than to me, I know about them. And because we're energetic beings, whether you have this hyper awareness or not, we feel this. I have this hyper awareness, not just of the conversations other people might be having about me, but also their thought process about me also. And it's whole new levels of judgment come in at this point. And I'm being asked to address these situations or the things I'm feeling and make peace with them in all aspects of my life. And this is because I believe this nexus point is coming, and the frequency that we choose, we're taking into this next as it goes out again. Right? Like in, like this, and then out. It's coming out again, like this. Okay. This was what I was seeing, this in, out, in, out, in, out. Now, not like the DNA strand where it goes like this. You know, you've got where it's swapping sides, not like that. Stays the same. It's coming in and out, in and out, in and out. And what I feel is that this is a 3-year time period. Okay. So the choices that we have been making, that's been presenting with us, the vibration that we're stepping through this gateway in, what we are being presented with, is coming together. And then we choose, we pick a side really for the next 3 years. Okay. We pick a vibrational match for the next 3 years. Has anybody got any questions about that? Because I'm doing my best to explain what it is that I'm experiencing. But if anybody's got any questions or doesn't get what I'm talking about, please feel free to ask. So there's this point, this nexus point coming where we choose, and I'm choosing peace. Okay. I caught a video by Amanda Lawrence, and most of you know that I don't really watch anybody anymore. But for whatever reason, I had to catch this first part of her video. And Amanda Lawrence, lovely, lovely, beautiful soul. And it was interesting because what she was saying, I mean, interpreting my interpretation of what she was saying. Is that she says that we're in times of tribulation. And interestingly enough, she said that she felt this was a 3-year time period. Well, I gotta be honest, I've had enough tribulation in my reality that I don't choose that timeline. I'm not choosing that timeline of tribulation. I'm choosing the timeline of peace. I'm choosing the timeline of harmony. And listen, neither's wrong, because you're exactly where you need to be in every given moment, and everything is perfectly divine. This is why nobody gets left behind, right? But it's always good to have awareness. It's always good to have awareness, right? And this is what's being brought into my awareness. Now, it's why, get it, Jane. It's why I'm being asked to make peace with everything. It's almost like somebody's handed me a note that says, on such and such a date, you're no longer going to be here. Put your life right. That's what I'm being faced with in this moment. And that's what I'm doing. I'm having conversations that are uncomfortable. I'm having conversations that are causing a little bit of discomfort in other people. And we have different versions of ourselves. So could it be, and I don't have the answers, right? I don't have the answers. I'm no guru. Please don't put me in a pedestal. I don't belong there. I am just me. Okay. I'm just me here sharing my version of my truth and my reality. I don't belong in any guru pedestals of any type, shape, form, description. Okay, don't put me on one, because I don't want to fall off it. All right. As I say, I'm not preaching. I'm not telling anybody what to do. I'm just sharing what I'm being shown and what I feel and what I'm being guided to do. Because I believe we can choose, and I believe that we don't have to suffer unless we've chosen to suffer, because it's through our suffering that we awaken into higher and higher states of consciousness. Let's put it that way. So could it be that we have one version of us going one way and one version of us going the other way? To meet back again in 3 years. Like, I don't know. I don't have the answers. I'm just sharing with you where I am and what's being asked of me. Hello, beautiful Taylor. Hi, Sam. CG. Amanda is. She's lovely. So this is why I'm coming on to share this with you all. Is it easy to make peace with everything in your life? Because not everything in your life wants to make peace with you. I mean, isn't that the truth? There is, there are people that choose, the opposite of that, because it's almost like an addiction. They don't know any better, and it's because they don't know any better. It's just kind of what they crave. So just because I choose peace doesn't mean that other people have to. And that's okay also. I don't have any judgment of where that is or what that looks like. But where I am, I choose peace and harmony. And I choose owning, anything that's caused anybody to be out of that peace or harmony through my words, my thoughts, my actions. I choose owning that because I'm bringing up for other areas within my life. So I wanted to pull some cards on this also. Look what's at the bottom. I mean, I know it's a tiger, it's not quite a lion, but thanks, Jane. Karen, so far things it seems I am revisiting feel like opportunities to upgrade my prior solutions. Higher octaves of harmony and peace, please, Karen B. Yes, we'll have that all day long. Higher and higher octaves of peace and harmony. I love that. I love that. And interestingly enough, if any of the Patreons are in here, did that not come up actually in the reading for July? I remember there was a lot of women with flowers and a lot of the divine feminine, because there's a lot of mum stuff coming up just now as well. There's a lot of mother energies coming up to make peace with. Whether it's been in our past, whether it's still presenting, whether it's because we are the mother, whatever that is. But there's a lot of that divine feminine came up, and that came up within the Patreon. But I'm sure there was something about peace and harmony. So I would never make a good liar because I never remember anything. So I can't lie anymore. Because I don't remember. I don't remember. So I can only speak the truth. So what I wanted to do was just pull a couple of cards in this moment to see what comes up with regards to this Lionsgate portal now that I have. And this isn't really a deck that I've worked with, to be honest, but it's much. Put some cards here and there, but it's this one. It's the cosmic. Sorry, Facebook. I don't even know if anybody's there. I'm here. The cosmic reading cards, activation cards for the soul. So let's get a little clearing. Linnell, is that how I pronounce your name, Linnell? You've been here before, I might have slight pronunciation issues. Okay, slick. Look at me getting it right. Okay, so let's just ask for some cards with regards to the energy that's coming up round about this Lionsgate. Gateway. Starlight, star bright. First star I've seen tonight. I wish I might. Have the wish I wish tonight. What's the little heart thing? Do you guys have a little humaning humor, Jane? We're doing some humaning humor with Joanne this evening. I should entitle a live that, shouldn't I? Can everybody else see that heart? Oh, loopy-loo. Hello, you. Okay. Oh, it does that. Can I press it? Ah! Oh, it's like little emojis. Look. That's cool. Right. The energies. Oh, what? Ew. So, here are the cards. We have let go. And to me, that just looks like an old, like, dead tree or an old kind of old stump. It probably isn't. It's actually probably a woman with some kind of crown on her head, tree crown. But what I'm seeing here is letting go of the dead weight, when we prune things in the garden and we give them back to earth and nothing ever really dies, it's only ever recycled. But not having to hold on to things that we're carrying just for the sake of carrying them. Baggage, Karen. Baggage. Integrity. Integrity is the second card. Ooh, he's blue. He's like a Syrian with an eagle in his head. He's like a Syrian guy with an eagle in his head and butterfly wings. Butterflies have been coming up loads. It's like this massive, it's an opportunity for a massive rebirth. He looks much bluer in the camera than he does in real life, actually, which is interesting. Blue Syrian beings. Kim, hello, darling, welcome. Staying in our integrity, and isn't that, this is where I'm finding myself. Hi, Claudia, darling. This is where I'm finding myself, standing in my integrity, and calling out my reality, but also taking responsibility. The thing about responsibility is, this is why communication is so important, right? Because we can have beef, and when I mean beef, what I mean by beef, I mean like disturbance in the field. I call it beef. When there's just that energy between you and somebody else, and it's just off. Like, isn't it harmonious? It's like off, That's because either of you has said something that has hurt the other person, right? Out of sync's a good way to put it, Isa. Yeah. But because of a lot of the way that we're wired and programmed, particularly from, a young age, to not speak about these things, sometimes we don't talk about them and we hold on to them. And we can pretend that we've let it go. My way of healing things is talking. I don't know if any of you have noticed that. My way of healing things is bringing them up to the forefront, to address them, to talk about them. It helps me to heal and let them go. But so many people can't do that, and I'm not judging that. I have been. I don't know how much I have been that person, to be honest. I've always been pretty. If something's hurt me, I've always pretty much been upfront and honest and said, "Listen, what you said there really hurt me, or what you did there really hurt me." I haven't been much of a one for holding on to stuff, because I'm not one that holds on to what's the word? Oh, words. It's only words, and words are all I have. Resentment. Isa, I knew that if I just sang that song, you would pop the word in there. Yeah, I don't hold grudges. I don't hold any resentment towards anybody. It's just not the person I am, right? It's just, I've never been that person. However, there's loads of people that do. And If I have a conversation with somebody, I'll have it with the person rather than about the person, right? So I'm never going to say to one of my friends something about one of my friends unless I've said it to my friend first, because that's not me being in integrity. That's not me being honest. So when there's that kind of discord in relationships, it's because, and most of the time it's been taken the wrong way. Most of the time it's it hasn't even been meant. There's been no intention there. But because we don't talk about it, we don't know. And we hold it, and then it festers, and we get resentful, and all these things. So to be in my integrity, I need my reality to call me out on things that, so if I'm feeling discord within relationships or whatever, I have to talk about it to the person. Well, the interesting thing is, Isa, that, can you imagine? I want everybody just to take a little imaginary walk down the telepathy realm. Can you imagine your telepathy turned on right now and you heard everybody's thoughts? The reason that we have to be in our integrity and start coming into harmony with our reality and healing this discord is because, one, the majority of most people don't even know what their thoughts are anyway. Correct me if I'm wrong. But I know during my awakening process, I had to become aware of my thoughts, my words and my actions. I had to own them and come responsible for them. I'm aware. I would say I'm probably aware 90%, maybe a little bit more. How much more? 95% is a pretty good number of the thoughts that I have in a day. I know when there's a negative thought there. I know when there's a thought there that I need to have a conversation about. But the majority of the time, my thoughts are positive because they're creating my reality. They're part of that creation of my reality. However, most people aren't aware of their thought process, you know. So I would be okay at this point in time if telepathy turned on and people heard the thoughts in my head, because I'm not going to offend anybody, because I say what I mean, and my thoughts become my words, and I'm aware of all that. It's little things. It's judgy things. It's little things like, can you imagine walking around your local shop and going, oh God, you know, people are really judgy. So can you imagine it'd be like, you're going to feel that person hates your hair, and that person thinks you should diet, and that person thinks you're too fat, and that person's like, oh, she definitely shouldn't be wearing this. And that other person is thinking, oh my God, who does she think she is? And that other person's like, why is she so happy? And can you imagine being bombarded with all that when people are not in control of their thoughts? So for us to step into this telepathy, Isa, which I believe we are, that reality is being created. We have to create peace within our reality and be able to have these conversations. Because otherwise, I tell you now, telepathy turned on right now, there would be like the purge in real life would be happening. Can you imagine? If people hadn't got on top of their anger and started hearing what everybody thought about them. I don't think that would be quite harmonious. Do you? Do you think that would be harmonious? Exactly. Can you imagine what that would be like? So for us to be able to step into that space, we have to be aware of our words, our thoughts, our actions. And we have to own them. We have to own them, right? So integrity. So the energy of letting go of the stuff that we no longer need to carry, but doing it with integrity. Sometimes we can't let go unless we've had the conversation. Yeah. Hope. And that just the sun. So there's loads and loads and loads of energy coming from the sun. But hope, there's always hope. Always, 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 always hope. So always have hope. Don't allow that hope to go anywhere. It's all good. Oh my goddess, yes, I had a dream about my first love and we hugged, but never said a word. But I heard his every thought. I told him I was going to cry, and he said, you know, this is how it has to be right now. Oh. Look, Lou, I'm having to ground and center every night. Yep. Beth, however, no one can trigger something in you unless it's there already. I don't know if I 100% agree with that. We just need to own our triggers and be grateful for the signposts to look at. I absolutely agree with that, Beth. However, if all of a sudden I'm walking around Asda, right, and somebody has a thought about me that is like, oh, she's fat and ugly, I've done all that work, so I don't believe that I'm fat and ugly. So that isn't within me, but that's their reflection of something that they see in themselves. Like that judgment only goes when we stop judging other people. So I get it. Eric! Thank you for joining us, Eric. Lovely to see you. So I don't know. Sometimes I can get triggered by things that aren't mine. But I absolutely, I get what you're trying to say, Beth. We just need our own triggers and be grateful for the signposts to look at. So they are, you know, I suppose it depends what the definition of trigger is, right? Depends what the definition of trigger is. Hope is always eternal, Karen B. Abso-blinkin-lutely. Empath or telepathic, I feel the energy. I don't want... Oh! The message retracted. You take that back, Starlight, or is YouTube doing that? I've seen a couple of comments have been retracted and I'm not doing it, so that's interesting. The other two cards that came out is Cosmic Connection. And it's interesting that I'm seeing like this. This is the shape that I was seeing, right? Coming together, coming away, coming together, and then moving away. It's interesting that that's there. This cosmic connection of all that we are, you know, and this multidimensionality means that everything is exactly the way it's meant to be. And although there's no perfect way to ascend, hello Paula, although there's no perfect way to ascend, the ascension process in itself is absolutely perfect, right? No rights, no wrongs, all absolutely divine. Balance, and that's the sign here, I believe. Omming. Do you know what an om is? Do you like an om? I like an om in the steam room. Very good at energetically bringing us back to balance. So these are really interesting cards that are echoing my feelings and my intuitive breakdown of the energies that are coming in right now. Kelly Stewart! Hello. Starlight Starbright. Feeling, you don't have to apologise, don't apologise for anything. I was just making sure that it wasn't YouTube that was deleting the comments. Feeling energy as an empath is enough. I don't think I'd want to deal with everyone's telepathic thoughts too. Truth. Ain't that the truth? When I think I've told the story before about the time that I picked up on somebody's thought and I thought it actually came out their mouth, right? Have I told you that? Michelle, you're never late. Michelle, you're always exactly where you need to be at exactly the right time. Awesome to see you here, Kelly. Love Kelly's energy coming in. She's always like, I'm here. I love it. I love it. I love it. If I haven't shared it, so this is very, very quick on the share that happened when I started realizing I was picking up on people's thoughts rather than the words that were coming out their mouth. And it was during lockdown, where I live was within like 5 kilometers. So everybody was coming here to follow the rules and go for a walk in the place that I live. So I couldn't get parked because other people were parking, and I had to park in the pavement in front of my house. And I was going to a friend's house, and I had to get my son, who was young at the time, in the car. So I'd put him in the car, and I was rushing about, and I was like a little bit like, I wasn't balanced or harmony that day. Okay, I was a little bit stressed out, and this guy came walking along. And he was like looking and like shaking his head because I was parked on the pavement, right? Because I was parked on the pavement. Came along and he's shaking his head. And what I heard was effing stupid women. And I was like, so got in the car, clear, on my seatbelt, and I was like, what? Like, this is my home. So anyway, got in the car. Hello, other Michelle. So I got in the car, like went to go up the road, and I seen him still walking, and I pulled in with a Team Light hoodie on, and I pulled in to the side of this road so they couldn't get by me, and I came running out the car, and I'm like, excuse me, sir. Excuse me, sir. I live in that house, and I can't park because all these people have parked across the road. I don't have any option but to park on that pavement to get my son in the car to go where I've got to go. And he was like looking at me as if I was a mad person, right? Like, who is this woman? And he took his phone out and went to start taking pictures of me in my car, right? And I was like, ah. So I get in there. And I remember shouting to him. What did I shout to him? It was something like, I wish you nothing but love and happiness in your life. The Joanne from like 6 years ago would have had his forehead and been bouncing it off the front of the car. But this version, not joking. Not joking. But this version was, I wish you nothing but love and happiness. And so I got in the car and I drove to this beautiful soul's house. And I was so like irritated by it. I was like absolutely, I couldn't let it go. Like I didn't have balance in it. You know, I couldn't figure out why it was bothering me so much, right? Like why it was bothering me so much. And it wasn't until much later on that I got the clarity that he didn't actually say, oh, stupid women. He just thought it. So when I've gone chasing him up the road, he has no idea that he was even aware that he had this thought. So now put yourself in his shoes, where he's like, I never even did anything. I've just walked past this woman's car and she's drove up here. She's pulled in. And she started explaining. She's got out his car. No wonder he took his phone out and started taking my picture, right? Because he's not even been aware that this is what it was. Amanda, hello. It's actually really funny. Now that I can see the bigger, but can you imagine being this guy? Like he's just gone for a walk and he's walked by this car, not even been aware that he's done any of this shaking the head with the thoughts that he's had, and has walked up the road and this woman's just quite mental, come out of her car. I wish you nothing but love and happiness. And it's just as well I didn't trail him. It's just as well I didn't take his face off the bonnet, because that could have been a whole different timeline. But that was the first point, about 2 years ago, where when I realized that I have to be aware of, if I hear something coming from somebody, that their lips are actually moving and they're directing it to me, because I'm at that stage where my field is the way it is, and I, as I say, nothing can hide from this space. So I'm aware of every conversation that's had about me and every thought that's had about me. So it's interesting as we're stepping into like these higher timelines, for us to be able to accept telepathy, we have to completely let go of judgment and be aware of our thoughts, our words, and our actions, and how they actually affect people. Because that affected me, even though he had absolutely no awareness of that was what was taking place. So interesting times. So what can we do about this then? It's all fine and well, me saying these are the energies that are coming in, and what can we do about this? I think this whole transparency within our lives is important. This dropping judgment is important. This taking full responsibility for our words and our thoughts and our actions. That transparency. And it isn't easy, because, I have, hello, Julie, me Julie. Because not everybody in my life even wants to be in that place of full transparency, and not everybody in my life wants to be held accountable for their thoughts, their words, and their actions. However, I'm at a stage where it isn't an option for me. It just is. So, any discord that I've felt anywhere, I'm opening up the conversation in a non-judgmental, listen, things are a little bit weird, what's going on kind of way. Can we talk about it? Is there something I've done to hurt you? Is there something, is there something we need to sit down and talk about and address to make peace here? Yeah, Loopy Lou, the judgmental stuff. I'm not saying I've got it down, right? I'm not perfect, and I'm not saying I don't judge, but I'm much better at catching myself when I do. These programs are in our cellular structure, and they can be very, very strenuous is the word I'm going to use. Strenuous programs to break. Hello, Lisa. I see you on Facebook. Your husband is always quick to remind you. Well, I mean, see, that's a good thing, right? Because he's holding you accountable for your actions. Being aware, yeah. With awareness comes Great responsibility. Welcome, Corey. Thank you for being here. Yay, hello. I'm just finishing up. But thank you all for being here. So yeah, let's just have the awareness of places that perhaps we can make peace within our lives. Eva, hello, darling. Having the awareness of where we can make peace within our lives. It's very interesting when we're I need to talk for myself. When I'm shown this almost like, you've got so many days left here. What do you do with it? And I'm not saying that's the case. I'm just saying that when presented with our mortality, what do we do with that? And I had a conversation with a beautiful soul, and they said, that's not a bad thing to do, maybe every now and again, is just to, because I like to think that I live every day as if it were my last anyway, with no regrets and own things. But when there are these big gateways come up, and I'm shown there are this convergence of timelines here, and then there is a version of me that's going to go this way, and there's a version of me that's going to go this way. Ensuring that is the smoothest and most peaceful transitions possible. Kelly, I would love to see his side. It was like she read my mind. Isn't that true? Hi, the Jarv. So thank you all for being here. Thank you for liking and subscribing. You can only comment in the chat, to the live chat, if you're subscribed to the channel. So, take what resonates, leave the rest. Just be aware that this gateway is presenting whatever it is for you. No right, no wrong. Nobody's left behind. Everybody's exactly where they need to be. Being aware of all this kind of healing, mother energy healing coming in, kind of making peace with the mother energy in whatever shape or form that looks like for you. And knowing this is just my interpretation of the energies. It doesn't have to be your interpretation of what's going on right now, but I trust that this is at least one person, including myself. So I'm going to see you all on the other side of the gateway. Lots of baby burps of Mama Bear pushing the lessons through. Yes, Corey, absolutely. I'm going to see you on the other side of the gateway, or at least some version of me. Some version of me will. Just know that you're exactly where you need to be, and I'm just so grateful for everybody who's showing up for themselves, because truly that's all we can do right now, I believe, is be the change that we want to see in the world. We are the change that we want to see in the world, and that then puts out the reflection within the reality. So stay in the boat. You can go on your own little boat. You can go on your own little boat if you want, but everybody's welcome on the boat. Flow, Isa. So flow and peace, flow and peace, flow and peace is where we are. And just remembering, these gateways are always massive manifestation portals. So, what you put your energy in is what you're creating. So there we go. To anybody who catches up later, thank you for being here also. I'm making big changes to my website and stuff, but I'll do a little video about that in the near future. Lots of change coming in, which is always good. So love you as always. Thank you for being here. Facebook, thank you for being here. I'm gonna finish it now. First time live on Facebook for years. Weird. The health junkie, great. Not on the boat yet. Will manifest a beautiful life in your boat. Absolutely. Love you all. Thank you for being here. You've got this. You got this. You're not alone. You're not alone. Love you. Have a day, week, evening, morning, mid-afternoon, rest of the month. Heaven and earth.